Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I do sometimes get comments about my mandalas, so what I thought I would do is I thought I would pull out every single colouring book, mandala colouring book in my collection, and I thought, one, I'd show you what I had in my collection, but also I thought I'd show you all the pictures that I'd coloured in them, and I think there's even a couple of whips, but not many, but yeah, I just thought it was just on a whim, as you do. So there's quite a few, and it'll take a while, but hopefully you'll stick it out with me, grab a cup of tea, and we'll get started. Right, so we'll start with this one. And as per usual, I will leave links below in the description to any of the books. If there's no link, that means I can't find it because not everything came from Amazon. But we'll start with this one. So this is Disney, one of the art therapy books by Hachette Heroes, and one of the Mandalas ones. And I only have one coloured in this. And it's kind of not your traditional mandala anyway. I mean, it does have the symmetry, but yeah. So I've done this one. I can't remember his name. I think isn't it from Atlantis? Anyway, so I've done all that in, I think if I remember rightly, I used my luminance pencils, which is quite brave of me because I tried to give him like some shadow, like some fleshy tones. But the rest of it I all did, I'm not sure if that's picking up, but I did that all in glitter gel pen. And then I got a bit arty. Well, I thought so. I think I just made it messy. But I used chalk pastel to fill in this bit, and I used a black one, or it was dark grey, and I had it like sort of, because I imagined it all being sort of industrial and steampunky. So I did this sort of black smoke, black smudges, like it was all sooty, and it just makes my page look dirty. But I don't know, the idea was to make it like look industrial. So that is that one. Like I say, that is the only book that the only page I've coloured out of that one. Shame on me. So this is the Mindfulness colouring book by Hemmings. I've only recently got this one. I was actually sent this by Gary to show on the channel. So in my defence, I haven't had it long, and you know how slow I am. It takes me a while. But these are more. It's a variety of mandalas in this. So we've got busy and we've got easy ones. So that is that one. That is on the Amazon as well. And I'll get this one covered as well because this was another one that was sent into the channel to show, and this was by Mrs. Mauve. And this is Mandalas and Chill. I've only done one out of here, and you may have seen it if you're a regular because it did feature in my finished pages. There it is, just this month. So this is one I did with a combination of alcohol markers and glitter gel pens, just for like the circly bits. So that was that one. And again, an Amazon Create Space book. And this is another relatively recent addition to my collection. So some books I've not done much in because I've only just got them. And some books I've not got much in because I've slacked. So these are ones that I've not slacked, I've just not had them very long. So this is the 3D Mandala colouring book, which I really like, by Radu Frasie, because it's got 3Ds. Oh look, I've still got the tag in, so I know where it is. And again, you may have just seen this because I only completed this in my recent finished pages. And literally just alcohol marker, and I made mention in that video about how I wanted it to be sort of delicate, so that's why I've used really light colours. Even the green is a fairly light green, but yeah, just the three colours, very simple. I really like that one though. It's just like, yeah, I wanted it to be delicate, and it was. But yeah, this book, all 3D sort of, it has these shadows to make it pop off the page. I love it. I love the concept of it, and it is in my book bag to do more in this month, so time allowing, there'll be more in this book coloured very, very soon. So this is one of the Sunlife drawing books. So this is the adult colouring Mosaic mandalas, and you can see the style of it. So it is one of these ones with the black backgrounds, which I love. I got this book a little while ago, but I've been a bit remiss. I think I put it in my book bag this month just because of that. So I've done the intro page for my, what's it called? I don't even know the name of my own tag. So My Name in Colour 2021 is a tag I'm doing for all the nameplate pages. So yeah, I've done that one. And it looks a little bit streaky when you look at it like that, because it's done in glitter gel pen, but when you turn it, it's just like, it's super shiny, because I did this in my Pentel hybrids. So it's the colour shift ones. I love it. I love those pens. So yeah, that's nice and pretty. And then the only other one I've done in here so far Where is it? Right, there we go. It was playing hide and seek. So this is one that I've done in like just, again, that's not actually, looking back at that, I did this ages ago. When did I do this? Back in March. And I've used a very similar colour palette to that 3D one, haven't I? I mean, this is more of a turquoisey green as opposed to like the darker grass green. But I've just realised, yeah, I've used turquoise, pink and yellow. And this is a darker yellow as well, a more golden one. But clearly I like that colour palette and I hadn't realised. I'd have to write it down. But yeah, that's the only one I've done in here. Well, those two are the only ones I've done in here. You can see the theme of these though. They're all like the mosaics on the black background. Very simple. And you can get really bold effects though, because the areas to colour in are quite large. They're not, you know, they're not delicate. So yeah, you can get some really punchy pictures with the bold colours and the black background. So I like that book. I'm a bit mystified why I haven't done more in it yet. Right, and this is another Sunlife drawing book. This is actually the first mandala book that I really got. The only other mandalas I had, which I haven't pulled out to show today, but I had a few mandalas in the likes of, you know, Johanna Basford, but they was like one-off pages. This is the first dedicated mandala book I ever bought, and this is what taught me that I liked, that I enjoyed mandalas, because I didn't think I would. And again, it's one with these black background, and it's also one of my 10 books to finish. So I have actually done quite a lot in here. I've obviously not finished it yet, but I'm getting there. And this book is a book that I tend to use for running down gel pens that I, you know, either colours that I don't use very often, like this. So this is like neon. And these ones, I don't actually use metallics that often. And I decided that the metallics don't actually work. I mean, it's quite nice. It's quite shiny, but it doesn't. I like it when my mandalas jump off of this black background. So I much prefer pictures like this that have the the really sort of punchy colours. This one I'm not sure worked because it's like purple, which is a bit close to the black background as well. Still want to do there. 2, 3. There's one. I like this one though. Look at that. Pink, neon yellow. And I toned it down a bit with the blue. That's just a regular. But it's not a metallic or a glitter gel pen. It's just a regular blue. Let's see. Another one. A lot of these ones are done in neon gel pens because I don't actually find much use for neon gel pens. Occasionally I use them for highlights. But yeah. So this book is good for that. You can see though, you have to be really careful because like the colour, they stay wet forever. So there is a lot of imprints. This is one I've done in glitter gel pen, which is a little bit darker, but it is at least shiny. Sorry if you can hear a drill going outside. I do have some workmen out there in the street because somebody hit a gas main while I was doing laying the cables, and so we've got major roadworks. This is glitter. This is neon glitter gel pens. Yeah, so my road has been closed now for about a week. There's this huge hole in the road because they need all this specialist equipment apparently. So they've stopped it being dangerous. But yeah, there's on and off work going on. Another glitter gel pen. Pink, blue and orange. I have trouble sometimes with the dark colours. Like sometimes I go a little bit too dark. I really like this one though. Blue and orange is one of my favourite combinations. So I like that one. And I like that because it's a pretty mandala as well. It's just got the edges. As you can see, I do like to keep my mandalas. Generally, I keep them simple. I only go for like 3 colours, 2 or 3 colours. So this is like the neon yellow again, a red and a blue. Glitter gel pen. This one was just in my finished pages for this month. It's like that red, white and blue one. What else have we got? This one. Oh, this one I've done in metallics. Just 2-tone. So it is shiny, but again, this one's fairly recent. And yeah, clearly I'd forgotten by then that I don't really like too much the metallics. Like, it's a metallic red. But it doesn't jump. I like my colours to pop. Like this one. Look at this one. So yeah, that is just done with like the pastels. Though this is a bit of a neon green, but apart from that, it's those pastel sort of gel pens. Again, I never know what to do with them very much, but something like this, this is one of my favourite mandalas. It's so bold. Bit of metallic and a bit of normal. Sorry, I just had to pause there because there was a road sweeper thing come past, which is ironic because the road is closed, as I said, so he had to do a big U-turn and go back. He was very noisy. So anyway, this is one I've done. Again, I've used that neon pink. I've also used that sort of neon luminous yellow and some pinks and purples and some blues. Oh, that's one of my busier ones, actually. I don't usually use that many colours. This is after I say I just use 2 or 3 colours. This one I use a lot of colours. 5, I think. Which is a lot by my standards. This one, again, I've kept that one simple. So that's just green. Though I do think I've got 2 shades of green there, I've just noticed. Green, pink, and here I've got a little sort of peachy one. Love this one. This one is like pink, green and blue, but it's just like, it's so in your face. Like this is not a mandala you would miss, because look at that. Just 3 colours again, so it's that neon pink, that neon green. I've used a pale blue. Just quite often when I use bright colours, I try to work in at least one sort of normal colour. But I really like this one. It's so bold. It's so bold. And I think we're nearly done now. Oh, one more. This is where I've forgotten that, well, it's not metallic. They are glitter gel pens, but it's not as bright as I would like it to be. I think it's just because I always look at it in contrast to the neons, and obviously the neons are super bright. If I was just looking at it in isolation, I'd probably be perfectly happy. And it is super shiny. But then, yeah, and then I'll get to a picture like this, and I much prefer this style. I don't know why I don't just use neon gel pens the whole time in this one. Purple, blue and green. Just the 3. Another glitter gel pen one. This is a really busy mandala, actually. Super shiny. But that's pinks and orange and yellow, and yeah, 2 types of pinks. I like this one. Purple, a sort of lavender lilac, and then just, I don't know, is that a green or a yellow? I can't even tell sometimes. I think it's a green, but it's a very yellowy green. But I love that one. That's so pretty. Even if I do say so myself. Right, and that is it. So I've got those. And let me just get you a bit further out and we'll look at the A4 books. Okay, so I'll start with this one. So this is called Mandala Wonderland by Isabel Metzen. And this was a bit of an impulse buy. I found it just down in my local supermarket. It was Lidl, I think, and so it was super cheap. It was like $1.99 or something like that because they're a bit of a budget brand supermarket. I'll see if I can find it on Amazon. And basically, it's like we have some mandalas in here, and I don't quite like them. Sorry, I'll move it across because it's double-sided, and it has some really cute mandalas in it. But it's also partially coloured already. And I haven't made up my mind still. I've had this, I don't know, 2 years probably. I haven't made up my mind really whether I actually like a part of it's coloured in. This one, some of them are quite small and detailed, like the owls. But then we've got like bigger ones. And we've got this one, which is really nice. I think perhaps I could have just done with like the 1 page those. So it was like this, as opposed to the double page spread of it all. But it's really nice because it's on like the blue background and things like that. And the animals are inverted, so he's blue there but white there, and she's pink there and not there. And yeah, and we've got some unicorns. We've got a lot of unicorns actually now I think on it. And like a wolf. So this is one from the front cover. So yeah, it's an interesting book. I flip-flop so often about whether I actually like the style or not. And I think I do. Today I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, why haven't I coloured more in it? But I've previously gone through stages where I'm like, yeah, why did I buy that? I don't know. So I've only done one in here. I've done like the koi cup one. I actually did this in Super Tips, And the paper is really good actually. It's nice. I mean, it's not massively thick, but it's quite thick and heavy, but it's quite porous. So I used the super tips, and I hate streaking, and it did streak a lot. So I went over and double coated it. So even though I've done like theoretically you think it wouldn't bleed through, obviously I've laid down so much colour that it has. But yeah, super tips. We've just done them orange. I've done metallic just on the, what do you call them? Not the cells, scales, that's the word. And around the key lines of like the seashells and things like that. It's really simple. The green here was already part of the background, so I didn't have to do that. I literally just had to colour in the shells and the fish. So I do actually quite like that. And like I say, I'm looking now and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't like all of them. But I like some of them. It's cute. I think it's Imogen, isn't it, who loves... it makes me think of polar bears. I don't know if they are polar bears, but there's snow on the trees, so that's good enough for me. But yeah, a really cute book. Narwhals, love a narwhal. Dolphins. It's just like, I don't know. I think I have to be in a certain mood. But yeah. Anyway, so that is that one. I'll try and find a link for this. Last time I looked, I couldn't find one, but I'll look again. You never know. Sometimes they come back into print. So this is a recent book to my collection. Again, this is one by Gary Hemmings, and he sent it in to me for review on the channel. I've not coloured in it because it's only recent, and it's a study guide. But so you have this business where you have what's the word, like a bit of information about what you're doing. It's anatomy, so it's all about body bits, and that's the tongue. And it's very creatively has made mandalas out of body bits. Nothing rude, in case you're wondering. If you've not seen the flip through, and yeah, there's no rude bits in it. It's all like cells and different stuff. So yeah, that is that one. As I say, not coloured in it. This one is called Creating Mandalas Colouring Book. Now I actually got this in Ollie's when I was on holiday in the USA, because they do it bargain, and it was the recommended retail price was $12.99, and it cost $1.99, which is it's a bit over £2 in sterling. So it's a really good book. I don't think there's an author. I'm not sure if they're like Shutterstock or what. Or is there an author? I don't think there is. I tell a lie. There is a graphic designer, which is Gabriela Marquez, or no, Gabriela Sanchez. So she's known by two names. Anyway, there's 63 mandalas in this book, a variety of styles. They're all quite bold outlines. They've all got that in common, I think, if I recall. But yeah, there's a variety of difficulty. Well, that's quite light. So I've done a few in here, not many, but I've done a couple. So I've done that one. I've actually not worked in this book for a while. I should do, because I do quite like this the bold line art. Makes for a nice change. So I've done that one, and that's all in glitter gel pens. And then I've done that one, which is a really detailed one. This is a bit like the Camellia Angelkova book, you know, with the small details. I remember this took me like quite a while. I think it took me about a week, because it used to make me cross-eyed. So I'd have to come in and do a little bit and then go off and do something else because of the eye strain. And then I know there's another one. Done this one. I don't even have to look at the date. I did this on Halloween, and I did this in a hotel room in Florida, because this is where I bought that. Well, I can tell you what trip I bought it from. 2019. So I bought the book on the trip in Ollie's, and bought some glitter gel pens, and so I coloured it over. That also took me a few days, but that was mostly because, you know, I was on holiday. You don't sit around. Well, some people do, but when you go to Disney World, which is where I was, you don't tend to sit in your hotel room for long. You're out doing stuff. So this took me an age to do, just because I was like, right, we'll do a little bit here, come back, do a little bit there. Anyway, you don't need to know all that. I'm wibbling. I've done this one. What did I do this one in? I think I did this one in like Super Tips or something. Very straightforward. Just browns and pinks. Made me think of Neapolitan ice cream. I do some white dots on it. And I think, oh no, that's not. I've done one more of these really complicated ones again. And again, that took me ages, just because there was so much little parts. But I really like how it turned out. Like bright pinks. I did that with, what are they called? Arteza, like the Arteza fine liners. That's what I used. I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah. So I've done those. Again, I suspect that book is out of print, which is why it was in Ollie's. So I'll look to see if there's a link, but I don't think there is. Mindful Mandala Colouring Book. As you can see, I got this from The Works for £3. I think again, this is actually very similar to the Creating Mandalas book. So it's got some fine key lines, but heavy key lines, but it's got more of a mixture of finer key lines as well. So it's a bit more. But this is, look, that's my Halloween one. So if it's either the same artist or that the artist is she's on Shutterstock, so they just sell the image, because that is definitely that's my Halloween one. And I think I've done this one. Did I do anything else? No, I think this is the only one I've done in here. Yeah. So this one is the only one I've done, and I've used gel pens, and I've used those, what do they call them? The ones that change colour. You know, like the swirl. So there'll be, you look at the ink barrel and there'll be like a bit of pink, a bit of blue, and then a bit of green, and then it goes back to pink. And they're quite hard to colour with, because if you just like scribble over the top of everything, it just turns muddy. So this one I did, and you can see it by the stripes in it, that I went back and forth. I actually use it as a design feature, so that, you know, you can see the lines are going here and the lines change direction. But basically I went back and forth, like that's how I coloured, and I took it very patiently, because I didn't want to go over the top. I prefer to have little white gaps in my lines than have it go over the top and go muddy. So that worked out well, and I think so I did use a little bit of alcohol marker as well, just to fill in the gaps, and I think it worked. I think it looks quite cool as well, because of the change in directions of the lines, but I'm not sure if I'd do it again. It was a lot of effort. It was a lot of effort, and I'm not sure the reward was that great, but it was something different, and we like different. So that's that one. This one is another one from The Works, and I'm ashamed to say I haven't actually coloured in it yet. £3, and I was going for a fad, because it wasn't long after I'd got that Johanna Basford How to Draw Inky Wonderlands, and yeah. And so I had these ideas that I would be sitting down and doing lots of drawing, because I did really enjoy that book. And then I the fad fizzled out, and I just want to colour or diamond paint. But this one, the concept of this one, also I realised afterwards what I don't like. So they give you lots of blank grids here to draw your own mandalas. And this one, you know, obviously the idea is to emulate the mandala that's on this page. So you do have the grid on it, which is useful for teaching you how to do the mandala and draw and recreate it on the next page. But if I just wanted to double, colour that in, I'd have to go to quite a lot of effort to actually cover up the grid, because I couldn't be doing with that. That would annoy me. Cute pandas. So this was a bit of an impulse buy, because I liked the concept. It was a really cool concept. But then I got it home, and then afterwards I was thinking, do you know what? I'm not really sure I'm gonna get on board with this. So I don't know. One day I might come back to it. And then at the back there's loads of different grids for you to draw your own mandalas. So we'll see. I might get back into it, and I might decide that I want to start drawing again. I can't really draw too well, but it's all a bit of fun. But for now, that was Susie Taylor, Dr. Doodle Animal Mandalas. Okay, so one of my little ones. We'll start with I don't have many Camelia Andrikova mandala books. I plan to get more, because she's my favourite mandala artist. So this is a recent purchase that I bought just for Christmas in July, just gone. Unfortunately, I ran out of time. So this is a whip where I started it. I just didn't get back to finishing it. So I put in the blue background, and then I'd put in some silver. And then I think I just decided that I didn't like the silver, because it looks, when you look at it straight down, it looks a bit streaky. And it kind of put me off, but I'm not sure. So I'll probably come back to this at Christmas and actually finish the page. But that's my whip, and that is the only mandala I've done from this book. But I really like this. I like this idea of like the central image and then the mandala around the edge. I like that one. So yeah, that is that one. This one, if you're a regular here, will be familiar with this book. It is, again, another one of my books to finish. I'm not going to finish it this year, but I've made a dent in it. So we'll just get straight in. So I've started, well, I've done my nameplate page, so my name in colour, just alcohol markers, a bit of glitter gel pen. Again, it's one of these, as the name suggests, bit nighttime, so everything is on the black background. So this one I've done in glitter gel pens, purple, yellow, and it looks like I've used a bronze there. And then we've done this one, sometimes, I don't know why I use royal we sometimes. So this is a nice simple one, a dark green, blue and yellow. Made me think, I wanted to do it because it was like, well, it's a diamond, but it made me think of like one of those ceramic tiles. So that's how I did it. And then I've done this one, which is, you know, obviously a sun. She's the sun in there. And so I picked nice warm colours, the oranges, the yellows and the reds. She's a fiery girl. She needs a nice red lips as well. And then this one, I did this one partly in the Pentel Dual Metallic. So that was the blue-green. And I love how that one came out. Because I did that because it made me think, I couldn't make up my mind if it was like octopus type thing or like a squid or whether these were waves. But whatever, it made me think of like the sea. Hence I went for that sort of metallic blue-green. So that's that one. Sometimes I just pick colours and sometimes I just have this vague idea of why I want to do that pattern in that colour. So I like this one. These make me think of peacock feathers. But again, nice, so sky blue and red and yellow, very, very simple. I didn't even use glitter gel pen on that one, and I like that one. Then I did this one, and I did this one last year when I was on holiday in Bath. And I don't usually go for the whole random thing, because most of the time when it goes random, it goes wrong. But I had my other half pick out a pen, like blindly. I was just like, okay. So fortunately it worked out because we had the blue and orange, which, as you know, is one of my favourite colour combinations. So it was really only this sort of putty green that was the third one, but it all works, fortunately. And this one I did this one for Valentine's Day, if I recall. Maybe a little bit dark. I've gone for this sort of antique red, which is a very dark red. And then I've used the Pentel Dual Metallic again, which is my favourite. It's like that. It goes on black, but then it like turns a really deep red. And yeah, it's just maybe a little bit too dark. I probably maybe should have used something a bit lighter for this instead of this sort of bronzy colour. But it looks okay. We've got this one, which is a very bold one. I've actually used black in the inside of this, even though it's got a black background. But it works. So this one, again, you may recognise if you've seen my recent finished pages video. And it obviously is done. It's quite, I had a very sort of, not pastel, but like just a very sort of flowery, summery head on. So lots of pinks and greens and blues and gardeny colours. And I've used some glitter gel pen and also a bit of metallic Bic marking or whatever they're called now. And yeah, they don't look very metallic, but the rest looks okay. Right, so this one I did for St Patrick's Day, I think. And we've got our sort of Celtic mandala. I went for the traditional greens, played it safe. Greens and yet gold, glitter gel pen for the yellow. And then I've just used regular purple as well, just to offset it. Left a lot of white on this one, just to help it stand out. Again, I do this a lot. I leave white in. If a mandala book has got a black background, then I sometimes leave white in to give like extra contrast. So I went for that one. That's all in glitter gel pens. So sparkly, just cheapy ones. So this one I did last year for Jamie's highlighter challenge. It was, and basically I had a pack of 4 pastel highlighters. So it is literally the pink, the blue, and the green and the yellow, and that was it, which is perfect because I work with small colour palettes. But they had these chisel nibs as well, so that was the challenge. Because as long as you don't look too closely at it, because there's all these places where I've gone over the lines because of this fat chisel nib. But yeah, it looks nice. I like how it turned out, and that's the point of having a challenge, isn't it, to make it a little bit trickier. So that's that one. And then we've got this one, which this is clearly where I'd forgotten again from my other book, that I don't like how metallics work compared on the black backgrounds. They just look dull. And yeah, so this was like a pink. I used the Signos, I think, for that. So I had a Signo pink and Signo green, and then I just used the glitter black to try it, because it was boring. So I had to put in lots of black as well, just to try and make it stand out as a bit, so it looks sort of see-through and lacy, because it was dull. It was dull. This one, not so dull, nice and pink. And we've got the turquoise. I think this is the first one I did in the book. I had this as, when I joined Instagram, this is what I use as my avatar initially. And yeah, so I think that might have been the first one I did, or certainly one of the first. And that is it for that book. Next, another Camellia book. So this is the Mandala Colouring 54 Unique and Highly Detailed Mandalas. They are super, super detailed. I've done a couple out of here. I mean, you can see, I have done a flip through of this book. They are all detailed. That's like an, what's the word? An index. Words. Right, so let's see. I've done, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done 2, if I can find them. Okay, so here's one. Oh, I like this one. I did this all in glitter gel pens, and I blended them out, and I used the same technique that I used when I did my Johanna Basford dragon from, what's it called? Enchanted Forest, where it was all done in cheap glitter gel pens, and I blended it all out. And it's exactly the same technique as I used in that, as is what I did to this. So I've got the black to give a bit more contrast, but then it was basically all blended. Red gel pen, orange gel pen, yellow gel pen. And because it was like a nice fiery one. And I really love it. Took me forever though. I did have a little bit of regret when I got it done, because it just took so long, the blending, like, because some of it's got quite small areas, and I did still blend it in there. It was just like, it looked deceptive. It's like, yeah, there's not much to that because there's a lot of white space, but no, it is. It took forever, but I really love how that one turned out. And the other one I've done is this one. I just did this in what, the Arteza fine liners again. You kind of need either gel pens or fine liners for this book. I mean, you can see how it's still bled through. But yeah, a lot of the details. And again, I've used black here to give a bit more contrast. But I kept the white in as well. And yeah, we've gone for this lacy effect again. And I've just got the light green, the dark green, the black and the purple. 4 colours. Keep it simple. No glitter. Just plain old fine liners. And I like how that one turned out as well. Again though, took me ages. They do send me a bit cross-eyed, so I have to do these types of mandala slowly, because you just get eye strain. So that's that one. 50 snowflakes to colour. So you've seen this one. Again, I've done a mandala in this just in my finished pages, because I did it as a lot of Christmas in July. But I've done a few in here. And obviously the idea of this colouring book is they're all snowflakes, or of a theme, and they are mandalas. So this one I've done, which I just use blue. I do tend to go for cool colours generally, but this one I put some pink in. So pink, silver and 2 kinds of blue. That was okay. Not my favourite, but it's okay. And then what else have we got? So this one again, now I do like this one. I wasn't sure if it was a good idea to make so much black, but we went for the blue outline, the silver in the dots and the black background, and then I left the snowflakes white. The snowflakes within the snowflake are white, and I really like how that come out, because it's like it's really contrasty. And then this one is the one that you've just seen in my finished pages. So this one I did all with Copic markers with the brush tips, and as you can see, mostly pastel, but we do have some darker colours in here, like the darker purples. I've got lilacs and the pinks as well, just to give it a little bit. So it wasn't too wishy-washy. But it was Christmas in July, and I was like, well, I want a summery picture, and I wanted it to be colourful, and I think I succeeded. That is definitely It still looks like a snowflake, but it's busting out of that usual sort of stereotype of blues and, you know, cool colours. And then talking of the cool colour, so this is a lot more traditional. So yeah, this one I've just used regular gel pens for. You know, like when you get those bigger multi-packs, you get your glitter, you get your metallic, and then you get some regular colours. Well, you sometimes get some neons as well, but you do get regular colours. So this is like regular gel pen, blue and pale blue. And then I've just put in some yellow just to give it some oomph. And this one, I like this one. I'd forgotten I'd done that one actually. And I've done this in alcohol marker. Yeah. And it's interesting because obviously I've got the green here, but these little fronds, all of these little fronds, I had like a blue and then a sort of a turquoisey blue. And it kind of almost gives it a 3D effect because it's two-tone. And I really like it. And I've got my dark pink and my light pink and my yellow. Again, really simple palette. But I love how that one turned out. No sparkle on it. But yeah, no, I like it. I like that one. I've forgotten I'd done it. Is that it from this book? I think it is. So yeah, not too bad. I'll obviously be working on that again around Christmas. Well, not just Christmas, in winter, because I do like that book. So this is the last of my Camellia collection, and this is the Celtic inspired mandalas. As the name suggests, it's lots of Celtic knots and like their animals and the tree of life and all this sort of thing. So I only got this in St Patrick's Day this year. I did a couple in here. Let me just see. There's one. Okay, so that's the tree of life one. Again, I've used these neon gel pens. I thought I'll just have something a little, because I saw this as a frame. So I thought I'll go for something really bright and in your face. And then for this, I went for the border. I've done just green alcohol marker to keep it plain, and then the knots I've done in the metallics, the metallic orange and a bit of blue. So yeah, I'm still not sure if I like how that turned out. It's like it's the tree and also sort of the shamrock. You know, I don't know, but you know, it was fun to do, and that's what counts. And then I'm sure I've done another one. I think I've done another one. Right, yes. And this one, oh yeah, I did this in the colouring chat, if I recall. And again, I went for the green, so I've got the really dark green, the lighter green, and then I used the Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic. So this is like the orange gold, which I really like. And yeah, that one went better, I think. Super sparkly. So that is that for those. Yes, that's the only two I've done in that book. I will get back to it though. I do like the Celtic. I like the knot. I like the weaving. That keeps me amused. Right, Creative Haven. We have this one. So this is Nature Mandalas. I actually got this from Ollie's as well for 99¢. And yeah, I wish I was back in Ollie's because that was nice when they had them for 99¢. Unfortunately, I only bought this one and didn't buy the other because I didn't really like them. But for 99¢, I should have just bought them. So this is one I've done. As the name suggests, they're all sort of naturey, so animals. And this one I've done in, what did I do for that? Yeah, so I've done alcohol marker base, and then I did use pencils just to put, not a lot, but a little bit of shade in, just so the shells didn't look so flat, because they're funny looking shells. And then I used a glitter gel pen, which if I recall, I used the Sakura Jelly Roll, the silver, which, I don't know, they're quite wet. And I guess the paper has gone a little bit sort of mottled, so it didn't get on well with the paper. I like the Creative Haven paper, but yeah, it didn't play well with the Sakura. And then on the background, which was I based in alcohol marker, but there's just a very soft sheen. I don't know if you can see it. I got some really, really, really cheap metallic watercolour paints. When I say cheap, I mean like they nearly paid me for them, so they weren't very good, but they're great for putting over the top just to, you know, make something look a little bit less boring. So that's that one. And as you can see, they have variety ones. So we've got like the underwater sea, then we've got our zebras, or zebras, depending on how you say it. And right, okay, so I've done this one. So this is the butterfly mandala. Again, I've used mostly alcohol markers to base, and then on this one, I've taken a black glitter gel pen and I've just gone over all the key lines. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it just means that when you tilt the page, on my butterflies and my daffodils, they've all got that sort of little bit of edge to it. And I've put some glitter gel pen on the strawberries because apparently I like strawberries. They're food. Of course I like strawberries. So they got the honour of being glitter. But yeah, sometimes I do that. I just put if I'm in the mood for something repetitive, I suppose, something I don't have to think about, then I will go over the top of a key line in either a sort of silver gel pen, glitter gel pen, or the black glitter gel pen. Either way, it's glitter, just on the key lines. And I think that might be it. Oh no, one more. So this one again, I just put some black alcohol marker on the background because I want it to stand out, and then I used gel pens which I blended. So this was just orange and yellow, and then on the green I did the green, same sort of thing as I did before on that fiery one, and also on the dragon that I was talking about of Johanna Bassard. Same basic principle of blending gel pens. So yeah, that is that one. Bit semi-shiny sparkles. Right, so Nature Mandalas by Creative Haven. And then we have got this one, which is Creative Haven Rose Windows. Strictly speaking, they don't call it a mandala book. It's a mandala book. So basically they're all, mostly at least, round pictures. And no, there is a couple of square ones. But it's grayscale. And you know how I felt about the Radu Frasie, the grayscale. So these are basically all grayscale mandalas. And I've done a few in here. I've done this one. And you can't really see it, but which I was reminded because I've got this splodge here because they leak like crazy. The Spectrum Noir, what do they call them? The brush pens that have the glitter and the sparkles, something, I don't know. Anyway, so you can see it in a certain light at a certain angle if the sun is shining bright, sort of thing. And when it happens, it does look very pretty, but it's just so hard to see. And they're a menace because they're like a water brush. So they leak. They can leak. You just have to look at them funny and they'll splodge. But apart from that, that was just 3-tone. 2 pinks. I've got the light pink and the dark pink. And then I used this brush pen for the background. So that's that one. And then I went for this one, which was a bit more subtle with it's like it wasn't a yellow. It's almost like a sort of flesh tone that I've used. It's got a little bit of hint of pinky in it. And then the purple and the blue. I like that one, actually. I like a lot of my pictures. I'm not somebody who goes about, I don't hate on myself a lot. This one, again, alcohol markers. Alcohol markers is great for this book because most of them have like thick key lines as well. And I like this one. I did this with my Copics, and I just bought the Copic jewel tones, which was like these brighter colours. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to try that. And I agree, they are jewel tones. We like these. That's jewel as in gemstones, not jewel as in 2 of them. Jewel and jewel. They sound very similar. I hadn't thought about that. Anyway, I digress. That is that one. I really like that one. And then this one, I used those, what was they called? The same ones that I used for Jamie's highlighter challenge. So I used these pastel highlighters. I'm not sure it worked so well. It just, I don't know. Maybe because they was water-based. They seem to just maybe not play well with grayscale. I know it made the tip of them as well go black because it was picking up the ink on the page. So, yeah, watercolours, water-based markers, perhaps not the best for this book. And, oh, yeah, I've done another one here. I've done a few in this book. I like this book. I haven't worked in it for a while. I didn't put it in my book bag. Maybe I should. So this is this one. This is almost like a tile again, and I kept it very straightforward. Again, we've just got the turquoise green, the blue, a paler blue, the red and the yellow. So like that's one of my bigger palettes, but I do like how it turned out. And I think that might be it. That's it. That's all I've done, and that is the final book. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you do enjoy videos like this where, you know, I've taken a bite size of my book collection and also showing what pictures I've coloured in them. And I can do it again for something else. But I know people enjoyed that Colouring Heaven. I did it earlier in the year. I showed all my Colouring Heavens that I'd coloured in. And that was quite a popular video, so I'll leave a link to that up in the corner. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care and see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.